Hey friends, welcome to Real Talk. I'm Claudia with Claudia's Door Decor, and this space was created so that we could have real conversations about business, creativity, and the journey in between. Joining me today is Jen of Porch Appeal by Jen.
Hello,
Hi, Jen! So
everybody.
excited you're here. All right,
So
so
cool.
before we get into all the things, tell everyone where you're joining us from.
So I am from Southern California. I've lived here my whole entire life, except for 2 years I lived in Iowa. So, but that's where I'm joining from, Southern California.
All right, Southern California. So what part are you close to?
So we are about a 20-30 minute drive from Disneyland. That's probably the most recognizable spot. Or we're just about an hour and a half, 2 hours north of San Diego.
Okay, so airport for you would be what?
Our closest major airport is Ontario International.
Okay,
Yeah,
interesting name for an airport in California.
Inland Empire is in the city of Ontario, so
Okay,
that's probably our biggest international airport that's closest to me. Otherwise, it would be like Orange County, John Wayne. Um,
okay, okay. All right, all right. So you mentioned Disneyland, and it's your happy place, and we all know that. If anybody knows Jen or has watched anything about Jen or watched her videos, Disneyland will be mentioned somewhere along there. So are we talking like rides, snacks, or just overall vibes?
Overall, I'm not like a big foodie person, so I don't go for the food. Right now, it's their Lunar New Year festival. And so they do bring out for Lunar New Year, they bring out special foods, for the holidays. So, like egg rolls and spicy, I think of as spicy popcorn chicken and garlic noodles. It's so, um, but I'm just a good old churro girl. I go for the churros.
Lunar, I don't think I've ever heard of that. Now, mind you, I grew up on the East Coast, so my I grew up in Florida. So my place to go was Disney World,
Right.
and I don't think I ever participated in that, but Epcot was our place to go for food.
Yeah, so I don't think Walt Disney World does like they do like the what is it, the Food and Wine Festival, I think is what they do. So we have something similar, but Lunar New Year, I think that's just a California theme park thing out here.
Lunar New Year. So I don't think I've ever heard of Lunar New Year.
Yeah, so it starts at the beginning of every year because this year is Year of the Horse. And so they celebrate the new year every year in like February. To I
Interesting.
Yeah, it's all themed. California Adventure is the park that celebrates it, and so they put up all the fun decorations. There's a bunch of like you can get like your name made and the Chinese writing and like things like that. So
So
it's
you're pretty knowledgeable about this stuff because, Disney's your jam, right?
Yes, I love it. I do solo days. I go just for like a mental break. If I'm just having a rough day or a rough week, I'm like, I'm just gonna go for a couple hours, maybe grab breakfast and then ride a ride and I come home.
That's hilarious to me. But you actually do get the what is it, the annual pass?
I do. Yeah, I just got it last
Yeah.
year. We took a break we had it when the kids were little. But now they're older and teenagers and Disney's just not their jam anymore. So I just
But
go by
mom still
myself.
goes.
I go.
Mom's like, I can still go.
Yes.
All right. So how do you describe yourself outside of business?
Oh, outside of business, I'm kind of a homebody. Believe I do like
Okay.
to just chill out. I think because during the week, excuse me, during the week, my brain just runs so crazy with business and then, kids and appointments, my appointments, all the things, cleaning and all that. I just like to stay home and like decompress. So, watching movies, watching TV shows with my kids if they, will allow it. If they want to
Now
spend time with me.
your kids, you have two boys, right?
I do have two boys. My oldest will be 18 in May on our 9-year anniversary. and then or not 9 year anniversary, gosh, 27-year anniversary, excuse me. And then my youngest just turned 16, both boys in high
I was
school.
going to say 9 year anniversary of what? Because I
Yeah,
know
no,
that
no.
you've been married longer than me. So
Yeah, he was born he was born on our 9 year anniversary, so
there you go. That makes more sense. Yes,
that's
he was
what
born on your 9 year anniversary,
yes,
which was cool though. If you think about it, I mean, you got to spend 9 years as just a couple before you started your family. So,
yes.
what was that like? Like, what was that part of your life? Because it seems like a long time ago, doesn't it?
Oh God, it seems like forever ago. It was just a lot of having fun, going out, hanging out with friends, doing lots of Vegas trips. Yeah, I mean, it was just mostly friends and us just hanging out, watching football, and lots of together time.
Where did you meet your husband?
Just through mutual friends. We had happened to be at a mutual friend's party, and his friend brought him, and my friend brought me, and we've been together ever since that night.
Wow. So I mean, you hit it off like right
We
off the
did.
bat. What was something that you liked about him?
He was just really funny. I mean, he's still really funny. People think he's hilarious. I've heard all the jokes, so I'm like, yeah, yeah, I've heard that. It's just one of those things when
Okay.
you've been married that long. But he's just really funny, good guy. He was super respectful. Not holds a lot for me. So,
And what does he bring out in you?
oh my gosh, a lot. But
Because that's part of it. That's part of picking a
yeah,
good partner is what they bring out in you.
yeah, I think just probably a lot of like my humor. I think I've picked up some from him. He's a big believer in like if you don't smile every single day or laugh every single day, then your day's not complete kind of thing. So, we're always making sure that we're laughing or smiling or telling a joke. Our kids do the same thing. They roast us so bad sometimes. So we're just a big like joking family. So I think that's what
Well,
he brings out.
that's what makes it fun, right? That means your days are different every day, but you're making sure that the important things. I mean, think about what laughter does for our hormones.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
honestly, it is if you're not laughing every day, if you're not doing something that brings you joy every single day, then you need to find what does that for you. And
Yeah.
if you watched any of Jen's lives or been part of her video montages that she does, she is definitely all about the joy.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to think of other people. What
Okay.
words do people you know, okay, that know you well,
Okay.
what's one word that they would describe you? Like one word that they would say that's Jen.
I mean, I would probably have to say loyal.
Oh,
I don't open up. I'm very guarded when it comes to just meeting someone and like becoming instant friends. It takes me a long time to warm up. I grew up an only child, so I was always very guarded with people and very shy. So I think I that carried into my adulthood. So my circle
okay.
is very small, but I am super loyal to the friends that I have.
But that's intentional and that's wise.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, if you think about it, being intentional about your friendships is wise because it especially keeping your circle small and being loyal, there's trust and you don't
yeah,
give trust out. You let it build. So I think that's fantastic.
yeah.
So the next question I was going to ask, and it's something that you consider yourself, but I have a feeling that people would be surprised to hear this. Do you consider yourself more introverted, extroverted, or a mix?
Definitely a mix. I think like my husband with his job has a lot of events with customers and things like that. So when we have to go into those events, I think that's where we bring out the best in each other because I'll talk to anybody. But I guess it depends on the mood I'm in. If I don't feel comfortable with the people that are around, I will shut down and I'll just go sit down somewhere. I'll be polite, but I'm not going to go out of my way if I don't feel comfortable. But
Okay.
most of the time, I am just out there talking to whoever. I don't care. Even at
Well,
Disneyland, it's the same.
I can actually picture that. Now, do you go to Disney by yourself? Like, is that okay with you? Like, you don't have to have somebody with you to go?
No, I go by myself. I try and go maybe once a week or every other week by myself. I just take a day and just spend that time by myself, not thinking about anything, not having to worry about pleasing anybody. And then, my one of my really good friends who I met here on TikTok comes from Vegas, and we spend our days together when she's visiting. So I get the best of both. I get a good friend,
Which
and
I love that you
yeah,
met somebody through this app, right? Through this app that you actually found something in common with
yeah,
that has become really close to you and
oh
you
yeah,
spend days in Disney together. I'm
yeah.
thinking that I need to make a trip out because I've never been to Disneyland and I
You
would love to have a tour guide of Disneyland.
absolutely, I would be so
So
down
we
for
could
that.
go play. We could totally have a girls' day in
Oh
Disneyland.
my
That
gosh,
sounds amazing to me.
it
All
would
right.
be amazing. I would love that.
Oh yeah, we would run around and do the thing,
Yep.
do the TikTok thing because why not?
Right.
All right. So here's a question that you may need to think about, but you may
Okay.
know right off the bat. What brings you the most peace right now?
Oh gosh. I think I can probably answer this. Bringing me the most peace is being organized. Um, I make lists, and I try and keep them to one list, but sometimes I have a list on my phone. I have a list because I'm a paper and pen girl. So if I don't have things organized, my mind just it goes south. Like I'm a mess for the whole entire
Who
day.
can relate to that though? If you are a list maker, go ahead and say me in the comments because I know that I'm drawn to other people who are the same as I am. So I write things down, I make lists, and there's nothing more satisfying than checking off that list. See,
Yes.
Lindsay even said, right? Angel, Cindy, look at that. The comments are like, yeah, me, that's me, that's me. So I get that. That makes things go along. So yes, I agree with that. That brings everybody peace. But the organization, like you have been sharing recently, like your organization, like what
Mhm.
you do in your craft area to keep yourself organized. And one of the videos that I recently saw was you cleaning off your table and how you pulled things off and you wipe things down. It's like it's one of those, it kicks in that creativity again, doesn't it?
It does, because right now you can't see it, but like I've got this whole side of my desk over here is piled because I didn't have time to clean my desk off. But that's what I will be doing today to get ready for next week or the
For
weekend if
next
I'm
week.
up here.
Right, right.
I
Wherever
really
wherever the inspiration
right.
hits, right?
Yes, because I
But I love that you're willing to share that with others because they're just seeing this little box. They're seeing what we want them to see,
Mhm.
right? And it helps others feel normal when you're not perfect. We're not. None of us are perfect. And
Nope.
and we don't want to give you the impression that we're perfect. And I'm going to have you talk about this in a second.
Mhm.
We don't want to give you the impression that we're perfect. But when you're going through and watching people live on TikTok, do you want to see our chaos?
I mean,
Nobody wants to see people's.
no. I mean, that's the bad thing about social media is because we want people to see this perfect life, and like big content creators, that's what they do. They post their perfect life, but life is not perfect in any way. So I'll share my mess. I don't care because like you said, it makes people feel normal. Like, yeah, same. Sometimes we just
Yeah.
have mess in our life and we have to just clean it up and move along. So,
But it's not about showing up perfect.
mhm.
It's about showing up,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna go a little backwards now because you and I talked before this and you had shared that creativity is like part has been part of you for as long as you can remember.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about Jen's creativity, where that started and what you were making at that time.
Um, I mean, I've always kind of been a creative soul, even as a little girl. I grew up performing and entertaining and as a little kid, so I think it kind of has always been in me. But as I don't know, I didn't really do a whole lot in my 20s because it was mostly just me and Brian and hanging out and going with our friends. And so once I became a mom, you live in your Pinterest mom era, and that's where you're pinning everything and you're like, I can make that. And that's how the wreath started for me, was seeing a wreath for a holiday. I think my first wreath was like a 4th of July wreath, a patriotic one. And I was like, I can probably do that, go get the supplies, from Michael's or whoops, wherever, and
She
put it
whoops.
together.
She
I
whoops.
whooped.
You know that guy Michael? You know the guy Michael that we buy
Yes,
things from? Yeah, him. Yeah.
yeah, he's great. He's great. So I went and bought the stuff, made it, and I posted it, and I was like, I just like my new wreath, and I made it myself, and then had a couple people reach out, and that's kind of just how it started.
How many years ago was that?
So it'll be 12. I think it's a little over 12 years that I started
12
it.
years. 12
Yeah,
years. Now, did you look online to see what other people were doing as far as wreaths were concerned, other than Pinterest? Were you looking other places, tutorials or anything like that?
I didn't know. Not at first. I kind of was just winging it. um,
Yeah.
and so Pinterest, I just kind of copied what the picture was because it was for my own house. I wasn't selling it or anything. And um, once I started figuring out that I liked to do it, then I would go on like the other platforms and I would check things out and watch a couple videos
Very
here and
well said. Very
there.
well
I'm
said.
trying to remember,
Good job.
trying to be mindful. Yeah, so I
Understood.
watch every videos and things, and then um, once I decided to start posting them in various places, was when I would then start seeing competitors and other people that were doing the same thing as me. So it was probably, I don't know, maybe a couple years before I really started seeing other people doing the same thing.
Gotcha. So now you dabble in kind of everything. Like you make your
Mhm.
own picks, you make your own attachments, you make your own. I mean, if anybody's seen her adorable strawberry attachment that she
Yeah.
recently posted,
Thank you so much.
I'm like, add to cart.
Thank you so
But
much.
but the thing is that it's like it's when I'm watching you specifically, it blows my mind that there is nothing that you see that you're just like, I'm gonna give it a try. Like I noticed that. Like I noticed that you're just like, oh, I can make that.
Yeah.
I can put my own spin on that,
Yeah, I
right?
love it. Yes, I absolutely love thinking outside of the box. Like, I'm not the kind of person where I'll see somebody make something and being like, oh, I'm going to make that. I'm more like, I'll go to stores or be at Disneyland and I'll see something and I jot it down in my phone or on a note as an idea. And then I create a concept. So I make my own templates. Um, I just put my own spin on it. I don't want to be like a copycat. I know we kind of all do the same thing, but we all can put our own spin on that.
Absolutely. And I mean, so many of us talk about that all the time. Like being inspired is
Yes,
awesome. Like
yes.
being inspired by a maker or somebody that's doing something is incredible.
Mhm.
But be your own person. Like
Yeah,
you can take something and tweak it just a little bit and it becomes something that you're then known for.
yeah,
For example, everybody wants people to see their designs and be like, I know who made that, right?
yeah.
Everybody wants that. Everybody wants their own take or their own spin on fill in the blank. Like we all want
Mhm.
that. So I love that you said that. But here's the other thing that we have to remember. Even though people can make things, the creativity bug doesn't always hit them. So
Right.
they're going to look to other creators to mimic what they're making to either learn a technique or learn something because you actually share tutorials. You actually share, hey, this is how I make this,
Yeah.
right? And you're doing that in hopes to help others, figure out what you figured out or the way that you figured it out. Now, I critiqued you, and you can get upset with me if you feel like it, but I critiqued you in the fact that your YT channel isn't as robust as I would love to see it.
Right.
Now, that's a personal me thing, but I really feel that you have the talent to teach. So are you going to be offering, especially beginners, especially people that are brand new and have really no clue where to shop, what to do, all those things? Are you going to be working on that more?
It's funny that you say that because I was just talking to my husband about it last night, and I had shared with him about the other platform. And I think the one thing that holds me back is making like a long form video. I just need to get my thoughts together, get a game plan down, because I'm not great when I am making something. I forget to turn my camera on. I always forget, and I'm like, dang it, I should have filmed that. That would have been so good, and I could have clipped it and whatever. I love to edit the videos. I love it, and I've gotten a system down. So I just need to get better at creating that long form content. I think that's what holds me back into doing like a tutorial kind of video, something step
So
by
you
step.
need to put signs up for yourself.
Oh
Record,
yes.
record, record, hit record. Because you're right. As far as content is concerned, because you hear a lot of creators say, everything is content.
Yeah.
Everything that we do, everything as a creator that we do is content,
Mhm.
right? So definitely do that for yourself. Do that for
Yeah.
yourself. And if you'd like, I don't mind saying, hey, did you record today? Did you hit that record button? What are you working on? Did you record? Accountability
Cool.
helps. No, having
Oh,
somebody
it does.
say to you, hey, accountability helps. Doesn't matter where it comes from, whether it's your spouse, significant other, friend in the business, whatever. We can help one another out. Like that's huge to be that for other people because it helps you too. If you're
Mhm.
holding somebody else accountable, it can hold you accountable as well, right?
Yep.
So when I was sharing about bringing back Real Talk and I was going live on my own doing Real Talk, I had actually asked the community, hey, if you ever want to come and join me and do Real Talk, you are welcome to. And Jen was the first one to say, me, I want to do that. So, high five to my friend Jen for putting herself out here. And if you have absolutely any questions for our friend, please feel free to ask them in the chat and we're going to continue our conversation. Okay. Where do you get inspiration for seasons? Because living in California,
Yeah.
your seasons are super like mild to non-existent, right? In California. So where like if you're doing something seasonal, where does that inspiration come from?
Um, Honestly, um, I would say probably like, like Christmas cartoons, things I see in the store, like a lot of my Christmas wreaths that I've made. Um, I don't know if anybody saw the Christmas present one that I made, but I was like, that has been in my brain and on a list for probably almost 2 years now. Um,
Wow.
my
Okay.
Santa arm with the milk and cookies, that too has been on a list. And I finally was like, get your life together and make these attachments and get the wreath done. Like, get it posted. So it's just a lot of
Get your life together.
get your life together. So um when I have thoughts like that, I just jot them down on my notes app because with the way my brain works, I think we talked about this, it's so jumbled, things will get lost. And so I just jot it down, the idea, and maybe make a note about that idea and then go back and create it later. So,
You said something interesting though. You said cartoons.
uh-huh.
You said Christmas cartoons. That to me is extremely interesting because I never thought of it that way. Like I never thought that like inspiration could come from cartoons. So is there a Christmas cartoon that you really enjoy every year?
I mean, I love all of them, like the ones that we grew up with, the old ones.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are all of my favorite. But like, I think anything on TV, commercials, I am like, that's how my brain works. The my brain is always looking at something to see the creative side of it. So we'll be watching TV and just a TV show, and I'm like, oh, wow, that would be really cute, like something on a wreath, or I can maybe do something with that. So that's mostly what I do is watching shows, commercials, or like if I'm at the store and I happen to see something, maybe I'm not crazy about what I'm seeing, but I know that I could put my own spin on it, jot it down, put it in my phone.
Love that. I do. So, when you're doing wreath making, is it more intuitive or methodical?
I would say a little mixture of both. Because sometimes I'll have the idea for a wreath attachment that I'll make, but I don't know yet what I even want on the wreath. So it's kind of like winging it that way. But sometimes, like for my New Year's Eve wreaths, I knew exactly what I wanted. So I made the
Okay.
attachment, I knew the colors, I knew everything I wanted on it, and I just put it together. But it's a
Did
little
you
both.
make that clock?
It's a sign. Yeah, I didn't make it's not like an actual clock. It's
Okay.
a sign of a clock, but I
Okay.
did not I
Okay.
got it, yeah, on one of the sites.
Love that though. Okay, so inspiration. So when you are picking out the stuff, the sign, the ribbons, mesh, grapevine, the whole thing. And like you said, you sometimes you don't even know what you want the wreath to look like. So how long will a design sit in your head depending on like are there some that just come right out? Like you're just like this is right here, it's hitting all the things, or do they sit like you said for like 2 years?
I guess it depends on how excited and like how the creative ideas are coming about this particular wreath. Like right in front of me right now, I made an Easter egg last year, an Easter egg wreath attachment. It's super cute, but I don't know what to do with it. It was just I wanted to make it.
Oh,
I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how I want the wreath to look. And then I got one of those glitter bunnies, like the foam glitter bunnies. And I'm like,
uh-huh.
oh, that would be cute. So they're sitting on my desk right now. But that egg I made last year. I just don't know what I want to do with it.
So have you ever used the community? Have you ever put yourself out there and been like, "Hey, I have this. Give me your ideas." Just to see what people say. No, never.
I never have. And that's probably a
Is
really
it
good
something
idea.
that you would want to do? I mean, honestly, but that's the thing is like sometimes just putting it out there, sometimes other creatives can see something that you don't, and then boom, as soon as they say it, you're like, "That's it. That's what I
Yeah.
needed."
Yeah.
Okay, well, just a thought.
I just jotted it down because I'm like, that's a good idea. It's like those things sometimes you just don't think about. And that's exactly what could happen is someone just has that idea and you're like, oh my God, why didn't I think of that? Happens all the time.
Right, exactly. But that's how being in community with other people that are doing the same thing
Yeah.
is so beneficial. Like we are our own business,
Mhm.
but successful business people collaborate and speak and share ideas and brainstorm with one another because one good idea can lead to several subsequent ideas, right?
Absolutely. I think
Right?
my biggest hurdle is just I have never been great at asking for help. So I just don't. I don't ask in my personal life, in my business life. I do not ask for help and it is a terrible trait. Sometimes we suffer. We all have to learn.
So do you want to change that? Do you want to
Yeah.
change that? I mean, that is
Yeah.
so you know that about yourself,
Mhm.
right? You know that about yourself. So the worst, let's just go worst case scenario. The
Yeah.
worst thing that could happen if I do ask somebody for help, what's the worst thing that they can happen? They don't help you.
Right. Exactly.
So
Yeah.
you're right back where you started,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I know.
So put yourself out there,
Yeah.
Jen. Put yourself out there because everybody that I've have come across in this wonderful community are
Mhm.
helpers. We are all helpers. I mean, think about what we do. We are helping people create what they want their home to feel like from this, from people walking, driving, or whatever down
Yeah.
the street. That first feeling when they see that door. Okay, so we're
Exactly.
helpers, we're natural helpers. So you are blessing somebody else by
Yeah.
allowing them to help you.
Yeah.
Even if it's just, hey, Jen, you're really good at this. Have you thought about maybe doing this?
Yeah. Exactly. I know.
It helps. All right. So we've talked a little bit. By the way, her husband's name is Brian, if I'm correct.
Yes.
So can you share a little bit about how Porch Appeal came about?
Yeah, so once I started making the wreaths and then posting them, and people were like, "Oh, I want one. I want to buy one." And they were super simple back then. I'm like, "Well, I kind of need a name for my platform page," and um, I knew I kind of wanted it to be something like curb appeal, but I didn't want it to be curb appeal because it doesn't want a curb; it goes on a door. So, um, my husband just was like, "What about porch appeal?" And I was like, "Oh, duh, yeah, that's great. I'm going to use that." So, porch appeal
You
by
like how
Jen.
she said, "Oh duh"? She's like, "Oh duh."
Right. Like that's perfect example of like, why didn't I think of that? But it just takes someone else sometimes. So that's what it's been ever since. So for all
And
my
how does he support you practically?
um well, I mean, I have been super blessed to be a stay-at-home mom. And now that my kids are older, I mean, I could go back to work, but he knows that I want to make this really work. Um, and so and he knows I love it. I like being creative. And so he supports me in every way that way. He lets me do my thing and it gives me no grief about it at all.
I
So
love that. Does he give
yeah.
you feedback about your designs?
Yeah, sometimes he will. If I just think, sometimes you look at something and you're like, something is off and I don't know what it is. I'll show him because he's pretty creative too. He does have a creative mind as well. So he'll look at it and he'll be like, yeah, maybe that color. I don't know if those colors like maybe go together or maybe put this attachment off to the side or, it's just another set of eyes. I even asked my younger son. He's pretty creative as well, and I'll even ask for his opinion. Like,
I
Joe,
love
come over
that. I
here.
love that you're including them in the process. So, your boys in general, how do they feel about mom having a wreath business?
I don't know if it's been just because they're boys. My younger son definitely gets a little, he's more like, oh, wow, mom, that's so cool. You made that? And I'll be like, yeah. And he'll be like, did you make the attachment? Yeah, I made the attachment. And so um, he thinks it's pretty cool. My older son is just super go with the flow, chill. He doesn't really care. He's just like, oh, yeah, nice. So,
It's so funny how we can have more than one child in the
yes,
same household, same parents, completely different kids.
so different. Yeah,
You're like,
so different.
but is okay, so is your oldest more like you or more like your husband?
I say he is a carbon copy of my husband, like copy and paste.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, it's just they look alike. They have the same mannerisms, everything about them. And my younger son is more like me. We have a lot of the
Okay.
same personality traits, you know, opinions and attitude, all the things.
So who do you butt heads with the most? Do you butt heads with your youngest the most?
Younger, yeah. It's taken me a lot to learn how to deal with him because I'm like, oh, I see myself in him so much. So, um,
Yeah.
but we give them the freedom to speak their mind in a respectful way, and we work
Have
with it.
you gone from, what is it, mommy, ma, bruh? Is that something that that you've gone through?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I tell people they're like my little best friends. I love this age of teenagers. I know a
Yeah,
lot of people are like, this is so hard, but
yeah.
honestly, they're so easygoing and they've been such good boys to this point. I have so much fun with them. We do concerts together. They love music. I love music. It's not my husband's thing to go to concerts, so I take my boys. I'm like, we're going. Let's go.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
That is so fun. So are either of them, like you said, your youngest is creative. What brings out the creativity for your boys? Like what do they get into that's creative?
So my younger son, we're a huge Lego family and we all build Lego sets. And when he was younger, he would make start stop videos with his Lego in his room. We would get the sets and he would do the start stop videos so it would look like it's
Yeah.
animated. And he was so good at it.
Wow.
Won an award at school for it. And we were like, wow, this is like your calling. He's really good at
That's
photography.
amazing.
Yeah, good at
I
photography.
love
I have
that.
him help me sometimes. And then my older son is really good at drawing. Very, very good. And then he also plays the electric guitar and he just joined a band. So yeah, I love it.
Nice. I love that because typically if the family is creative, your kids are going to pick up on something that's a creative
Yeah.
outlet, something to do. But I love that you encourage that and that you support that because that is how you find what you're made to do. And we all know if you do what you love and you figure out how to make money at it, you're doing good in life, right? You're doing good in life. And that's what we
Yeah.
found. We found wreath making. We found wreath
Yes. I
making.
I push that so much with them. And find something
Oh
you
yeah.
love and make it work because you don't want to be stuck in a job that you're going to hate to go to every day because it's just, don't do that to yourself. Like starting
Yeah.
out, find what you love and then
Yeah.
work with that. We'll
Exactly,
make it
because
work.
you can find something within the thing that you're already gifted at. So with
Mhm.
creativity and the things that you're making and everything else, have you always been confident in your creativity and your in the things that you create, or is that built over time?
I think it's built over time. I'm pretty critical about what I make. I don't want to say perfectionist, but I kind of feel like that's what it is. Like I will work on something until I think it's perfect, until I know that it's something I would hang in my house or on my door, making sure there is nothing out of place. And even like, when I package it, I make sure that everything's going to stay in place and it's secured in there and it's packaged properly. I would hate to send somebody something that I didn't put 100% into.
Right, right.
That,
So have you ever received a picture of something received by a customer where they hang it and you're just like, oh no, you need to straighten this out?
oh my God. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. And
Yeah.
sometimes if I'm close to the person, if it's like a family friend or a friend of a friend, I'll just be like, oh, hey, you might want to tip it a little bit because it's supposed to be like a side by side or like a grapevine, like the floral and the sign, but like the sign's down here. And I'm like, oh no, please don't post that.
I know. And then they posted, I love what I got. And I'm like, that's not what I sent you. That happened with my mother-in-law. God bless her. I'm like, okay, this is what I sent you, and this is what you're showing me.
Yes.
Please use your fingers to just straight because it's when they pull it out of the, like you can tell, it's when they
Yes.
pull it out of the box, like where they grabbed it. They're afraid to like, I'm like, no, I made it sturdy. You can go ahead and run your fingers across the wire and straighten out the anyway, but I understand. And it's one of those things, it's like I have control of it going in the box, of taking care of everything to get it to you the way that I put it in, but it's out of your control the minute it goes out the door.
Yeah, I include a care card in my packaging that actually
Oh yeah.
says, your wreath is tied into the box so it won't shift around, but because it's a good fit, some of the ribbon might, bend a little or whatever. The ends, it's wired edge, so just straighten it back out. I just make sure because I want them to know, like, you can touch it, you can, straighten it out. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna stick in there.
Well,
So.
you want to give them the best guidance
Mhm.
to what they purchased, right?
Yep.
You want to give them the best guidance. So that's smart. That care card, smart.
Yep.
Um, so in watching your videos, because I did go and watch a lot of the stuff that I had missed from, because when you're scrolling and stuff, and here's another thing that I want to encourage the community. Guys, when you're scrolling along and you see somebody that you support, it doesn't take but a second to hit that heart because
Mhm.
it helps the creator. Hit the heart, say a little something, regardless of what it is. Talk about what their video is, tell them that they're proud of them for continuing to put content out. Support the community because, guys, we are out here hustling. We're doing the work. We're doing all the things. So I'm encouraging you to just hit that, like, it does make a difference. It does make a difference. And I often tell you, even if you can't support everybody, because there's so many of us out here, give yourself a time limit. I'm going to scroll through for 5 minutes. I have 5 minutes that I can scroll through. You know how many people that you'll come across in those 5 minutes that you can make a huge difference for? Anyway, that was just my little, plug for the community to
Yeah.
help each other out. But what I wanted to ask you is one of the videos that I came across, you were talking like you were walking into the craft room where basically chaotic, in this season of SADD, because it's real, right? You did share about that. So do you want to talk a little bit about that mental health and how creativity can actually help with that?
Yeah. You know, I think with the season of life that, women my age are in, um, I actually kind of got really down. I didn't know what was going on. I thought, well, it must be depression. I don't know. I didn't know what it was. And so my doctor prescribed me medication and was like, this is what, you're just take this and you'll feel better kind of thing. And I was like, I don't know if that's it. It does run in my family. So I try and be super aware of how I feel because I want to be on top of it. Um, but as more videos I kept watching and scrolling on TikTok and all of the information that was coming out, I'm like, wait a minute, this sounds like what I have, not depression. So finding the right doctor, talking about all the things, really got me out of that funk because for a while there, like I did not want to create. I did not want to do anything. I wanted to sit in my bed. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I was super moody. And so once I finally got on proper medication for what I was going through, um, that's when everything started to feel like normal again. Creativity started coming back. I felt alive. I felt ready to get going. So it was hard, but when the room looks like that, which it does right now, because I was trying to rearrange some things, so it's really chaotic in here. And when I walk in, that's how I feel. Like the start of that video, I'm just like, oh my god, I don't even know where to start. What am I going to do? So you just got to start. You just got to get in there one thing at a time or a section at a time. You just kind of move your way and it'll get done. You just got to remember that it's not going to get done all at one time if that's not possible for you, and just kind of
Well,
take
it
it in steps.
didn't get there overnight, right? That didn't happen
No,
overnight. It's not like the chaos happens overnight. So you have to remember that the same way that it didn't happen overnight, it's going to take to undo what
yes,
became chaos. But for me, because I've talked about this before, for me, when things are that way, it
hmm
tells me to do an internal check and be like, you need to check yourself because there's something going on that you need to work on
yeah,
so that you can get out of this, right?
yeah, absolutely. That's where like the lists come in. Um, Keeping myself organized. I really try every night before bed. I keep a pad of paper or my app on my phone. I make a list of everything that I want to get done the next day or that needs to get done the next day. And then I kind of prioritize it one through, 100, whatever I have on the list. And the really important things go at top. And then the not so important things that possibly could wait till a day or two go at the bottom. And so I try and do that every night before bed, before, like when I shut my phone down, put it away for the night.
So that's a system that's worked for you. That's something that you had to figure out. Trial and error, right?
It
Trial and
is.
error to get to
Yeah.
that point. Yeah.
And just being
Yeah. So
consistent. Being
go
consistent is
ahead.
hard. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So, and that's part of it, right? So you don't just try something, it doesn't work, and you're just like, oh, I just can't do it. You can't be
Mhm.
that way. That has to be something that you push yourself to the next thing. And that's why talking about this helps so
Mhm.
much. Like Jen's figured it out for herself. And just because it works for her doesn't mean it's going to work for you. But
Mhm.
don't give up on it. Don't give up on yourself. You heard her say that she went to the doctor and the doctor just said, take this. This will cure this. And she's like, no. So have discernment in that. Have discernment in that. And listen to your gut. Jen,
Yes.
you listen to your gut.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I was like, nope, gotta find someone else. Nope, gonna find someone else. Because I had a primary that kept telling me the same thing. And I'm like, God, she's not listening to me. Like, I'm telling you what I'm seeing and reading. I know we can't always go to the internet for medical advice, but you do look things up. Other people have posted similar symptoms. So I just kept looking for someone that was going to listen to me and going to help because I had to, because I
But
was
keep
just,
pushing for that too. Keep pushing
yes,
for that too. Don't give up on yourself just because this person didn't. You just keep moving along. You know yourself better than anybody else. So trust that. You've been given intuition.
yeah,
Every single one of us has intuition. We have been given. That's a gift that we have. Listen to yourself.
yeah, absolutely.
All right. So we're gonna do a little shift now into more business talk.
Okay.
So, what finally pushed you? Our friend finally got her business license. So, what
Woo.
finally pushed you to get that business license?
I think it was because, my kids, let's see, they were, so I think my youngest was just starting high school or like in junior high, finishing up junior high. And I was like, okay, they don't need me as much. I really want to get this going. And I feel like I missed my mark. I should have just done it a long time ago, gotten ahead of the curve. But, it is what it is. So I asked my husband, Brian, I said, what do you think? Do you think I should try it? He goes, I mean, yeah, what's the worst that could happen? Like it just doesn't work. And you know that. And then you let your license expire or whatever, or you shift. I'm a shifter where I'm like, let's try something else.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I applied for my business license, got all of the proper channels done. Talked to our tax guy about it, got all the information for him, what was going to be needed and what I needed to do to keep myself organized and compliant. Um, and then
Legit. You're now legit.
yes, and I was so proud. I was like, look at me. I was so proud of myself for taking that big step because I was scared for so long to put myself out there on those other selling platforms. And it's like, oh, what if I get a bad review? Or what if someone doesn't love it the way, with the
So,
love that I,
have you gotten to the so what stage of the what if?
not really. No.
Okay, so here's something that you need to think about just to get to the so what part of the what if. There's only so much you can control.
Yeah,
Okay? You have done everything you need to do that makes you a legitimate business. Okay?
yeah,
You have faith in that. Like you have done what you needed to do. So that's the part you can control.
yeah.
Okay? So the other part that you can control is how you show up for your customers. That's
Mhm.
in your control. Okay? There are going to be people that no matter what you do will never be happy.
Exactly. Yeah.
But that's not on you. That has nothing to do with you and how you showed up. Okay? So that's part of it. And this is
Yeah.
what having other people that have done this and have gone through all the same questions. We all ask ourselves the same thing. What if this happens? What if that happens? Well, the likelihood of those things happening are really likely because you're dealing with things that are out of your control.
Yeah, and that you're right. That's the hardest part about the businesses things because I had a holiday wreath go missing and that was like my first time ever that happening and I felt so bad because this customer messaged me and was like, I can't wait. I'm so excited. I really wanted this wreath and I finally bought it and then it gets lost in the mail and I was like, I don't even like I felt terrible. I worked so hard to try and find it for her. She ended up getting the refund, which I advised her to do. I said, please just get the refund. If you want to come back, you know, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll make the move for you and I'll even
Yep.
give you a discount or something for the trouble. Like I
Yeah.
just felt terrible, but I knew it was out of my control. It's just I knew that in that situation, I knew there was nothing I could do.
Your whole body language just changed talking about that.
What, 10? Was I
I'm
10?
serious. Your whole body, but no, but pay attention. Your whole body, like there was nothing you could do. There
Yeah.
was, and the likelihood of things like that happening are real. But look, the customer was able to get a refund
Yeah.
because
Exactly.
you had the things in place that the customer was protected in that sense. Okay. So that's the kind of customer service that is amazing. Like that's amazing. The customer did not lose out on anything other than getting what they wanted. And that
Right.
wreath is probably still lost in the stratosphere, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't say it's been delivered. So I was sad for her because I know she really wanted
Yeah.
it.
And I
Um,
get that. I mean, it happens, right? But like you said, it was out of your control. And here's the other thing. It's probably going to end up on one of those, lost mail pallets. Have you seen those pallets that people buy that are lost mail? Oh yeah. People buy
oh,
pallets of like lost mail. Yes.
so
So
sad.
it's probably going to end up on one of those pallets. So you might get another customer out of it. Who knows?
Right, they got my business card.
You're like, hey, I found out about you because I bought a pallet of lost mail.
Oh man, that would be hilarious. That would be so funny.
All right. So when you finally were able to say that you're a business owner, how did that change how you show up? Now that you're like legit business owner, how did it change how you show up?
I think I had to change my mindset as far as um, being timely, being professional, a little, more professional. Um, I think it just putting myself out there, and that was the main thing, was I just wanted to be professional about it all, learning how to, respond back to people, making sure I was timely in my responses and that I give people every option available. Like say if they wanted other colors or they message me, I want to make sure that I have everything looking presentable for them, that it's not just kind of thrown together like here's your options. I have,
Yeah.
I made myself a nice board to show them options on, and make sure the background's nice. And so that was it's just stepping up my game from,
Yeah.
social media seller to official. I wanted to make sure that because I don't
Well,
think I was as professional.
you're your brand.
Exactly.
And how you
Exactly.
show up is how people will remember you. You make a wreath that I saw that is a family tree wreath.
Yeah. That's yeah.
That is, I mean, talk about personalized.
It
That
is.
is such a beautiful thing that you offer. And I mean, I know it takes a lot of work
It
to
is.
put that together because it's all the people's names in the family
It is.
on that wreath.
I cut out all those hearts. I make the stems. I paint them. It's a lot of work. I'm always so
But there's
excited.
so much love in that. Like I can see all the heart that goes into making
Yeah.
something like that. But it's received that way as well because
Mhm.
one of them I think was for a grandmother. I was like, "Oh my gosh, that grandmother, her heart probably grew like so big seeing that with all
I
her people's names on them." I know.
Yeah, because quite a few of those that I have sold are for the parents or the grandparents that are going into nursing homes, and so they hang them on their door. And I'm like, what a great gift, because they're already sad. They have to be in this place, and they're at the end of their life. It's just, I think it's such a good gift idea for someone to think of
It
that.
is.
So
It is. But that's unique to you. Like I haven't seen that before. So
it
I
is.
was like, that's something unique that Jen is known for because that is something like if somebody came to me and said, "Hey, do you have anything for parent?" I'm like, "My friend Jen. My friend Jen
Oh,
makes
thank you.
these. You need
Yeah,
to go check her out."
thank you.
Like,
That one is
she
a
makes it
special one.
really, she makes it really special. I love that.
That takes a lot of
So
time.
I know it does. I know because I mean, like I said, it's the whole family's name. I'm gonna cough
Yeah.
again.
No.
So, excuse me. Did becoming a business owner change how others saw you?
I don't think so. Um, like I said, my circle is small. So I don't really I don't really have a lot of people to share opinions. And everybody was super supportive. And it's just I feel like it's a part of my life, but it's not the biggest part of my life. My family and my friends are the biggest part, and the selling of it comes after the fact. So, um,
Gotcha.
my friends that I have in my little circle are super supportive.
Love
Share
that.
my posts and all the things. So,
Well, I have noticed that you do have consistent people that are always commenting on your stuff, which is
which I'm
fantastic.
so
So
grateful
kudos to
for.
you. I know
Thank you.
they're
Thank
like Jen posted something, I'm saying something. So that's
I love it.
amazing.
I'm so, so grateful.
Did it change the way that you priced your work becoming a business owner? Did it change the way you priced your things?
Yeah, because starting out, I didn't know how to price. I did a little bit of research from some of the bigger wreath creators, which we had talked about, and saw kind of like their articles and their blogs about it, and that's kind of how I price it. But starting out, I was like super cheap. I obviously wasn't using the high quality material that I use that we like to use now, and so it was easier. But with the other now, I had to learn. I watched videos, I watched all the videos, read all the articles, and then I found the other website that you can use that has the calculator.
Yeah.
um, and that breaks it down for you. It has all the fees in there. You could even put, like, if you're offering a discount, everything, and it'll break it down so it shows your profit, shows you know what your fees are. So that's what I use. And
Well, if you think about it though, as well, when you are designing, your skills are growing as well. Like you're getting better at things,
yeah,
you're offering things that are higher quality, like you
yeah,
said. So you have to gauge that. Like you still want everybody to be able to buy something beautiful for their home if that's what they choose. But at the same time, you have to also look at what you've put into your craft, what you're creating, the skills that you have and what you have to offer, right?
yeah. So I created a spreadsheet a few years ago, um, where I put in all the materials I use. I'm very, like, exact with how long are my ribbons, how much mesh did I use, how much comes on the roll, how much I paid for it, how much I use. So I have a complete breakdown of all my materials, exactly what it costs. And then I put how long it took me to make and what I would like to see come out of that as far as my time.
Right.
So that's how I break
But
it down.
that's what's crazy to me is we have two types of creators. There are people that measure with their heart. You've heard people say that. I measure with my heart, which
Yeah.
the people that measure everything and need to know everything do not get that. Like we are like my heart lies to me. I don't know about you, but my heart lies to me. But I get that. Like there's two different kinds of creatives and some
Yeah.
people don't like to measure. Like that to them like stunts their creativity. Like it really
Right.
hinders them from being creative. And then there's people like us. We're going to measure it out.
Because
We're going to measure it out. We're going to have a recipe.
I want to make sure I think a part of me, I don't want to overcharge somebody. Like, I want to make sure that I am being 100% honest and transparent with my pricing, because I will not, I don't have it in me to overcharge for something. I'm going to charge
Yeah.
what it took me to make, how much the product was, and my time, and that is what you get. So
Right.
I can't. It's not in me to do that. I would not feel right about it. So that's
I
why I
get it.
measure
No,
everything.
I get it. And that just goes back to who you are as a person, your character, your integrity. I mean, that's all part of that aspect of it, right? So, what's something people overthink about getting their business license, like going legit? So, what do you think is something that kept you possibly from doing it for so long? But it was probably something it was overthinking it.
Honestly, it was taxes. I don't know why that scared me. How is this going to affect our combined taxes, when we file jointly as a married couple? And, um, what if I continually get losses every year? How many years can I do that before I start getting flagged? And we never talked to our tax guy about it until I was like, I want to do this. I want to talk to him. And we have the best tax guy. He's so sweet, and he never charges us for the time that I have questions. He'll be like, just email me, I'll answer you back. So yeah, at the beginning, I was like typing and emailing all the time, like all these questions. And I'm like,
Yeah,
apologizing. I'm so sorry. Charge me if you have to. And he's like, no, no, it's fine. I already
yeah.
have your business. I'm not going to charge you to answer a question. So,
Right, which
um,
is awesome. But see, I think like you just said, that was a legitimate fear, but the fear came from not knowing, right? And then once you knew, once you found out all the questions that you had and got answers, then it wasn't so scary. But that is interesting because for me, it was something completely totally different than taxes. For me, it was shipping. For me, that's what stunted me. The whole online business thing, I'm like, shipping. I don't have control over it once it leaves my house.
yeah, you're right. And that is the scary part. I mean, I did a lot of shipping when I was just on platforms and selling. Um, I did a lot of shipping. So that part didn't scare me because I knew pricing and things like that. But yeah, um I never really thought about it in the way of not having the control. That part didn't bother me as bad. Because I
Okay.
was like, well, it is out of my control. I don't, all I can do is work with the customer at the end of the day and see what will make them happy, you know.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Well,
but
that
yeah,
is a different way to come at it from, but see, so that's the other thing, and that's why having these conversations with different people have different ways of approach, different perspectives as far as what stops them. But you actually now sell on the Handmade Sellers platform. Um, and how are you feeling about it? Like if somebody said to you, because you see so much negativity towards it because of the fees, but once you understand the fees, it really takes away all the misconceptions. So you are now selling on that platform. How does
Mhm.
that feel now to you?
um, I'm really happy that I did it because I knew that starting my own site would be some work and some costs, more costs than what I pay now in fees. And like the whole emailing and getting the email site set up. I just wasn't ready for that. I wanted to start and see how I could progress on what I'm doing now. So I like it. I don't have a problem with it because I knew going in what the fees would be. I knew how I would have to adjust my price to accommodate those fees so I wasn't losing anything. Um, and I know at the end of the day, so they promote me. So they are putting me out there. Um,
Right.
so I know
I mean,
it,
people are already coming to shop.
right.
I mean, they're coming with payment in hand, ready to shop on that platform. So, and
Yeah.
that's also the difference that people tend not to look at or understand is by being there, Etsy is standing behind you. The other platform is standing
Yeah.
behind you. They're saying, "Hey, we vetted this seller. Like we know that this person is legit, and and there's a lot of trust factors that go back and forth. I mean, they wait to give you your payment at the beginning. They hold it back to be sure that that customer is getting their product and all the things. So you're vetted. So it protects you as the seller as well as the customer.
Absolutely.
So I'm
Yeah.
super proud of you though. I am super
Thank
proud of
you.
you that you put yourself out there, that you did the thing, that you put
Yeah.
yourself in a position where other people like it opens it up. It just like you can now sell across the country. I mean, that's huge,
Yeah.
right? And eventually, have you sold internationally yet?
No, with
She's like,
everything
no.
going on and the tariffs and all that, I don't even know how that works, and my brain can't process that right now. Like I've got too much on my plate,
Yeah.
so I'm okay where I'm at right now.
Right, right, right.
Once I get
Well, you're
done with,
you're building.
Yes, that's exactly. I'm okay because I knew that this was going to be a learning process for a couple of years. I knew that I was going to just need to trial and error, figure things out to make it what I want it to be. So I'm happy with the progress I've made. I think I've done pretty okay. It can be discouraging at times, for various reasons, but just got to work through those. And
Well, speaking into that though, it's like it can be discouraging, but at the same time, so many people haven't put themselves out there yet because they feel the same way that you did at one point. So to you, what was it that was intimidating about it at first?
just seeing the competition, knowing how saturated our market is, it's like finding that thing that makes you stand out. Making sure your SEO is on point. So I did a lot of homework. I think that's something that you don't prepare yourself for is how much work is going to go into it prior.
Right.
I had no idea what it took to start that, to get involved in that site. And
Yeah.
I mean, it took a lot for me to really learn exactly what I had to do to make my my items be visible and get out there and try and be on the first few pages versus getting buried in like page 50. So, it's that I think that's the hardest part for me is just knowing that it's saturated and I'm still like,
But here's the thing, Jed, I hate to point it out to you, but the market isn't saturated. It's not. It feels that way because it's what we're focused on.
yeah,
It's what we're focused on. But it really isn't saturated. If you think about the amount of doors that are out there, the amount of gifts people give to others, it's not that it's saturated, it's that that's where our focus is because that is a misconception and it's also what is intimidating. If people actually say, hey, it's saturated, no. Lisa in the comments said something very specific, realizing that you are what attracts the buyers meant for you is key.
yeah,
Is
it
key.
is.
But as far as saturation, friend, I hate to point out the fact it's what we're focused on. So yes, it feels that way, but it's really not. It's
Yeah,
really not. If you go and look at trends and see like how many people are actually out there doing the thing, because here's the other thing. You have to have grit
yes,
in this business. You have to for any business
yeah,
you have to have the wherewithal to get through to the next level, to keep leveling up, right? But it's the work that you put into it that's going to get the return. Okay.
absolutely.
So, yes, this is hard, and no, not everybody can do it, but you're doing it the right way and going at your pace.
Yeah,
Okay. That's what you're doing. You're going at your pace and you're getting it done. So
yeah.
high five to you, my friend. High
Thank you.
five to you. You're doing it and you're doing it well. All right. So as far as being on all the platforms, because I know that my friend Jen is on all the platforms. So if you want to find her, if you want to get to know her, if you want anything, reach out to her. She is very much accessible. She is kind as she is here. She is thoughtful. She is helpful. So just know that. So what platforms right now feel the most like you? Like you can definitely show up on that platform.
Here on TikTok. I
Okay.
think that I utilize that more than the other two popular ones. I do those mostly for business. This is more fun, get to know me. This is probably where you'll see the truest me, the version of me. Is 100%. Nothing about what I post is fake at all. It's all 100%. So you'll see the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. My other two, that I'm most active on is mostly business. I'm trying to do more of like the personal videos and kind of repurposing videos, over
Right.
there.
Right. Right.
I
Work smarter, not harder. Yep.
yeah, because I use my chat bestie a ton, and we come up with plans, posting schedules, all the things to keep me organized and on task. So,
So would you say that this one feels more natural and the others feel more
oh
like
yeah,
work?
yeah, it's weird because you would think it would be the opposite, because the other two are a more simple platform where you're not having to edit all the videos and the posts and things. Here, I think I just like it because I can be more creative. I can
Right.
edit the videos how I want it, and make them funny or make them serious, and you know, so.
You can basically lead the feeling that you're trying to get,
Hmm. Yeah.
right? Yeah. Yeah. So you enjoy the process, you enjoy editing, you
Mhm.
feel like that's all part of your creativity, which
Yeah.
is true, right? Um, do you feel pressure to perform at all?
No, I I don't. I think I always say this, like, as an adult now, I'm pretty much an open book. Sometimes I have to really not share too much and just blah, let it all come out. Um, but I would say that's who I am now as an adult in my stage of life. I'm just who I am. What you see is what you
Right.
get.
No. Well, it's giving yourself permission, right? Giving
Yeah,
yourself permission to be authentically yourself and show up
yeah,
that way, and being okay with being misunderstood, I guess.
yeah.
I mean, not everybody's gonna like you for you, and that's okay.
That is a hard lesson to learn as a people pleaser.
Yeah.
So now I don't care. If you don't like me, I'm so sorry. If I'm not, your cup of tea, there's nothing I can do about that. The only thing I can do is be myself. And that's what I've had to learn over all of these years. And therapy has really helped teach me boundaries and don't care about what other people think. I mean,
Well, you can't control that,
I can't. I cannot control what
right?
other people
You,
think
I
about me.
mean, you're gonna show up as you. How it's received is out of your hands.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you find that people project,
Yes.
right? They project whatever it is that they don't like about you,
Hmm.
fill in the blank, whatever that is.
Absolutely right.
It's usually like you need to put a mirror up to yourself and figure out why that bothers you. Why does that bother you? Why does what that person does, that person says, whatever, why does that bother you? Because that'll truly give you more insight than anything else, right?
Yeah.
So, Lisa just said what they think is not my business.
You're so right. She's so right because it's that, like I said, that's what I've had to learn in therapy is it's out of my control. All I can do is be myself, and how they feel about me or what I do, that's on them. That is none of my business.
Right.
I can't control that.
Right. No, you can't. And here's the other thing. When somebody like really like it's to me it just doesn't make sense. Like if somebody really makes you feel some kind of way, don't watch them.
Right. It's that simple. Roll.
I mean, to me that's not it's not that hard. It's like
Yeah.
don't why does how you feel become their problem?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
understand. Like I've never understood that. Like, no, it's not. And boundaries, folks. This just let's do a quick lesson on boundaries because Jen's brought it up. Boundaries are for you.
Yes.
Okay? Boundaries are for you and for you to set those boundaries up, not to be mean, but to be protective of you. Okay? And then you have standards as to how you accept how people treat you, and that's important. Have your
Yes.
standards. Okay? Expectation, okay? Expectation of how others are going to treat you, that's on you. If you have an expectation,
Mhm.
that's on you. Okay?
Yep.
And don't expect you from others. I hate to point that out to you, friends, but do not expect you from others because that whole idea of I treat others how I want to be treated, guys, people aren't going to treat you the way that you want to be treated. It's just, it doesn't work that way. So have
Yeah.
boundaries, be healthy. Be healthy. Don't let what others do ruin your sunshine. Don't let them steal your
Absolutely.
joy. You can
Amen.
choose that. You can choose that. Don't let them steal your joy. All
Yes.
right. So here's something social media based.
Hmm.
Does social media help or hurt your creativity?
Oh, I think it helps my creativity. I
Okay.
actually feel that I am on like a brain overload because my brain is always running about the next video idea. What can I do now? Um, and social media has actually kind of stunted my wreath making.
Okay.
I'm so
Because you're
focused on,
having fun creating, right? You're
yes,
having fun
yes.
creating.
So again, I use my chat bestie to help me get on a schedule that I do Wreaths Monday. I dedicate a lot of my social media to my weekends when we're just sitting around. I'll be on my
Okay.
phone having a conversation with my husband, or we're watching a show and I'm editing a video. I'm so present with my family because I will set my phone down if someone's talking to me.
Yeah.
But if they're not, I'll pick it up, and that's when I do my social media. So I try and get it all done on the weekends, and then
Okay.
again set my
Okay.
reminder to film when I'm creating.
So you plan and you schedule and you do all the things. So basically, you're making social media fit your life, not the other way around.
Trying
Your
to,
life
yeah.
does not fit social media, right? So that's something else that you have been intentional with, that you have done the work to get to this
Yeah.
place.
Yep.
Girlfriend, high five again. High five again. You're doing great. You are doing great. If nobody's told you that today, you're doing a great job,
Thank you.
okay? You're welcome. So what surprised you the most? Out of everything that you are building and creating, what has been the biggest surprise to you?
That's a tough one. You know,
I'm here for the tough questions, friend.
yeah, oh my gosh, I can you repeat that just so I make sure that I understand?
Absolutely. What has surprised you the most? Like it could be anything. It could be that that you got the answers to your questions about taxes and all of a sudden the business thing, like the business umbrella just opened. Like I could see you being like all of a sudden things started clicking, and once they started clicking, like it's continued to just like the creativity, the wanting to do better, wanting to do more, putting yourself out there.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think you just put the nail on the head, is that just putting myself out there and not worrying about what other people think. I think that for so long, that was my downfall, is I was so worried about what other people thought about me and tried to fit how they see me or how they want to see me versus me being my true self. And so having this outlet of a TikTok and making videos and being fun and showing me and who I really am, I think that's it. I think it's just putting myself out there and knowing that I can do it. It's not going to bother me what you think or what you don't think. You can scroll right past. I don't care. But and that,
That becomes a them thing. That becomes a them problem.
yeah,
I'm like,
so
just move on from it. If I'm like, do me a favor. If I bother you, don't watch my stuff. Don't just click, move on, whatever. Just you don't have to watch. You don't have to be a part of it.
yeah,
But what is it? Don't yuck my yum.
yeah, I've never heard that. I like
Yeah,
it.
don't yuck my yum. It's like if I'm enjoying myself, if I'm having a good time, if I'm shining, like
Yep.
if I'm being the most authentic me that I can be,
Yeah.
and you decide, I don't like her. Oh, she thinks so much of herself. Blah. That's on you. That's on
Right.
you. That does
Yes.
not describe me, and I'm not taking that. What I used to tell my kids, everybody has an opinion. You don't have to agree with it.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what makes us
You
different. We
don't
all
have to
have different
agree with
opinions.
it. So yeah, it's don't yuck my yum.
Okay.
If
I like
I'm
it.
Let me tell you something. My favorite people, which is what attracted me to you, okay? You ready to hear the
I
real
am.
talk over here? Okay. You were enjoying yourself so much and it came across the screen. You were having such an authentically good time. And I'm like, I want to know her. That is pure joy and that I don't give a crap attitude that
Yes.
I want around me. I'm just saying, because if you surround yourself with more people that are like that, nobody can yuck your yum.
Yes. I
It's
love
just,
it. I love it.
I mean, it perpetuates, right? It's like that whole thing. What you feed gets bigger, right? So
Yeah.
if you're feeding positivity, if you're feeding joy, if you're having people high five the heck out of you all the way around, you become unstoppable. You're like, I got this, right? But be authentic to who you are. Do not try to fake it. It doesn't work. It
Well,
just
that
does.
is,
It.
I think
Go
to
ahead.
add to that is confidence. Learning to have confidence in me has been huge the last couple of years for me. I think my confidence level has raised so much. So, which is unlike me. I don't have a lot of confidence. So, knowing that it's grown, I do feel better about. And I think that comes with just not really worrying about anybody else, worrying about myself and my family, and making sure that we're all happy. And that's all I can do.
Okay, so when we talk about confidence,
Mhm.
because I don't know that part of you, like I disagree with you because of what I know. But when you say to yourself, I don't have confidence, that's taking ownership of that, right? You would think that that would take ownership of that. So working towards confidence, working towards, you know, what makes you confident, what makes you feel confident. What is that? What makes you feel confident in who you are, who you were created to be?
Um, gosh, I think just just doing it. Like, I think that's where I've built the confidence is starting my business and being more professional that way, and the videos and the posts, and just knowing that I don't care. I'm going to put out what I want to put out and what I feel good about and show my true self and not be fake to anybody. I think that's where the confidence comes in is like, you know what, I can do this. And I'm not going to worry about the comments and I'm not going to worry about what people think. I don't care because I'm having fun. That's all that matters.
But that's what I
Yeah.
want this community to hear. How important it is to be true to yourself
Mhm.
and how to take those steps and how to put yourself out there. You will find your people. You will draw your people in. You will find the people that will not only shop with you, but encourage and support you. And here's the thing. And this, I don't know if people like this or if they don't, but this is what works for me. You don't need that.
Yeah.
You don't need that other
No.
people. Because here's the thing, if you are true to yourself and you're showing up authentically as yourself, that matters more than who's supporting you.
Right. I agree.
You know? I mean, that's just a fact. I know it's hard to hit the live button. Like that does not fall flat on me. I know it's hard to hit that live button because here's the thing. I don't know if Jen's like this, but for me, this feeds my soul. Having a conversation, people engaging in the chat, people asking questions, people
Yes.
showing up, people tapping the screen, fill in the blank, all the things. That feeds that engagement, that feeds that live, right? So I always say you just need one person.
Yeah.
You just say, hey, I'm going live. Would you mind showing up for me? And
Yeah.
then you in turn return that favor to that other person. Can I tell you how much different that live is going to be?
Yeah.
Use your community. Use
Yeah.
your community. There are people that will show up for you that way.
Yeah.
I know I'm one of them, and I know several people that do show up that way for one another because it matters. It's important. It makes a difference. It changes. So, you've been part of this Wreath community for how long now? Like the actual online Wreath community where you know people that do the same thing that they know you, you know them type of thing.
You mean on TikTok? Um,
Mhm.
I probably started my page. I started my page shortly after I got my business license. Um,
Okay.
yeah, so it's only been maybe 2 years that I've actually been consistent on the app. Um,
Okay.
I wasn't super consistent in the beginning because I didn't know what to post, and I was again worried what people were going to think. And
Yeah.
then as I started making more videos and getting more ideas about what I wanted to create and how I wanted my page to look, um, that's when I really started like, okay, I'm gonna at least try once every day, Monday through Friday, post one video because that's all I do now is one video Monday through Friday. I would like to
Right.
get to 2 videos, but I don't know. I
It's a lot
just
of
like
editing.
it is well, and it's remembering to record everything. I would have so much content if I just turned my camera on, but I
So
will get better.
is your husband talented with like the rigging of cameras or anything? Like can he just set up camera? Okay. So and this is what I tell everybody. If you have it set up where you have a tripod that's at a good angle in your
Yeah,
workspace, in your work area, and it's just a matter of drop and go, like you just drop it in, turn it on and go, your successful recording will raise up. It
yeah.
will.
I I think
It
what I
will.
need to do, I need to get a separate camera to record with because all I have is my phone. That's all I record on. I don't have a separate, and so that's why because I'm
This
always
is
on my
my
phone.
old phone. This is my old phone that I'm talking to you right now. I don't have any service on it. It's Wi-Fi only. So this is my old phone. This is my everyday phone.
Nice.
So I have repurposed
That's a good
an
idea.
old phone. So yeah, so that's an option so that because I mean yes, cameras, blah blah blah, but learning all of that stuff. If there's not somebody that's already willing to. I mean, your youngest son did the stop and go videos type of thing, so I don't know if he had a special camera or whatever.
Mhm.
But use the people that are already around you so that they can learn it, they can figure it out, and all you do is drop and go. You know what
Drop
I
it in.
mean? Because
Yeah,
that'll help you so much. Because if it's already set up for you, the likelihood of you doing it goes up exponentially. So that's just
absolutely.
a tidbit for a friend. I mean,
Yep.
I want you to be successful because I know what I want to see from you, because you are just so creative and you inspire. You just do. You inspire me. So keep being you. Don't be apologetic about it. There's no sorry about it. Just show up as you. We'll love you for who and what you are.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so in this community, are there people that you watch that inspire you?
There's so many and so many that I'm like, oh, I wish I could make designs like that or, have the confidence to make something like that and put it, and sell it for what it's worth. I think that's my biggest struggle is making something so big and not being able to sell it online. So I don't make probably what I would like to make, I should say. I enjoy
Have you
everything.
ever dabbled? Have you ever dabbled and been like just done like what they call a showstopper? Just to show your skills, to show what you can make. Because you'll
Yeah,
find your customer.
I have, and I have a couple, only probably two or three really that I've done. And they haven't sold yet, but I'm sure they'll find their person
Their
and their
home. Their
home.
home. They'll find their person.
Yes. So, you know, I'm sure one day I will do it. I think it's
Yeah,
just
don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself.
never.
You know, if
No.
if so- if the creativity strikes and it's something that you want to lean towards or get into, it's that whole what see know and trust type of thing. Like
Yeah.
everybody says, you've got to show up for yourself. You've got to put yourself out there. They want to see know and trust you, and that's how you gain customers and you get repeat customers and everything else because they're going to see the quality of your work and they're going to want to buy more from you, right? So that's all part of it, but it's putting yourself out there, taking the first step. And you've done that. You've put
Yeah.
yourself out here. You've gained confidence over time because
Mhm.
I believe the only way that you can get confident and as to doing something is to continuously show up and do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
No
I
matter
think,
how messy it is at the beginning. It's you
yep,
have to take that first step. You have to
exactly.
take that first step. What is something that you would encourage somebody that's new to this who had the same fears and thoughts that you may have had? What would be something that you would say to them to encourage them to put themselves out here?
Definitely, like you've been saying, reach out to people and ask questions. Because I had, like I said, I had no idea what it took to get this all started. And I would have loved to have known somebody that was, in that boat, a few years ago, and I could have asked a ton of questions, but I had to learn it all on my own. So I think that would be my one thing. Like, don't be afraid to reach out and send a message to a fellow creator or someone that you want to be like or whatever. Ask them questions because nine times
Like,
out of
what
10,
was the fear? But what was the fear of you reaching out to somebody? Like, what stopped you from sending a message and being like,
um,
hey, I've got some questions. Would you be willing to take some time and talk to me?
I think just being told no, being turned
See her
down.
laughing over there? Do you see her laughing over there? So, what would happen if somebody said no? I mean, what's the worst that could happen? You're no
Yeah.
better or forward from where you were at that time.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think that's just where I've always struggled is the asking for help thing. It's like I don't want to be turned down because then I'll be sad and be down on myself. But you're right. That what's the worst that could happen? They're like, I don't want to share my information with you. Sorry, you're my competition. Oh well, I'll move on to the
Well, here's
next.
the thing, but here's the thing. A lot of people have done exactly what you did. They went and had to figure it out on their own, right? And here's the other thing that used to frustrate me when I first got it started this is I didn't even know what to ask. I
Yeah,
didn't know
that's
what to
true.
ask. Because
Yes.
that whole you don't know what you don't know is so true. You just don't know
Yeah.
what to ask. And let me tell you something, there's nobody like in my immediate area that does this. Like
Same.
there's like it's hobbies. Like people make wreaths, but it's for a hobby. It's not because they want to make profit or have a business with it. So I'm like, so where do you go? You go to the people that you watch online. And when I tell you how helpful this community is, when I tell you there are people that will tell you, hey, this is what I found. This is where I went. This is what worked for me. You have to ask the question.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to, because the worst thing that could happen was that they would say no to you. And here's the thing, we have to understand expectations. That's okay.
Yeah.
If somebody says no to you, understand that that's okay. They're not gatekeeping. Gosh, I hate that. I hate when people say that. They're gatekeeping, they're not allowed, whatever. Fill in the blank, whatever you're feeling at that time.
Yeah.
But when there's so much information out there that you can get on your own, because there is, I mean, I'm pointing that out
Yeah.
to everybody. There
Yeah.
is so much information out there that you can figure it out. It's going to take you longer because you have to go figure it out
Yeah.
yourself. But if you form a relationship with another creator and they're actually inspiring you,
Yeah.
wanting good things for you, winning things for you, and they put it out there, then you have to understand that by you doing that for somebody,
Yeah.
just pay it forward. Help somebody else out. There's always going to be
Exactly.
somebody ahead of you, and there's always going to be somebody behind you.
Yes.
And I guarantee you, if you connect with this lady right here and you ask her a question because she knows what it feels like to not know who to ask or where to go, she's going to point you in the right direction.
Yeah. And if I don't know, then yeah, I'll figure out somebody that does. I'll go to my
But
friend
that's
Claudia.
all but that's all part of it too. See,
Yes.
we're all gifted differently. Every single one of us has something to offer.
Hmm.
And you have to tell yourself that too.
Yes.
I have something to offer. I have something to share. I have gifts that were given to me that could benefit somebody else. I'm a connector. I
Yeah.
like to connect people. I like to put people, I'm like, okay, so you learn this way. This is a group that would really benefit you. And the
Yeah.
wonderful thing about these groups is if you want to go join one, you don't have it's not a forever commitment.
Right.
Join Join it for a month. Check it out. See if it's a good fit for you. And
Yeah.
if it's not, there will be one. But put yourself out there. Invest in yourself. Put yourself in circles and in communities where people want to see you
Yeah.
win. Because that's what we need. That's what we all need. Because this, repeat after me, this is not easy. Because if it was, everybody would be doing it.
Right. Well, and I think that's what I like about our community is because for the most part, we all do support each other. I mean, there's always going to be people that don't want to support or, there's jealousy or whatever. It's my competition. But I just feel like the more we support each other, like the more we uplift each other and give each other the confidence that you can do this and that your design is so good and you're so talented and just having someone in your corner, being your cheerleader, it's a good feeling and everybody should have that for sure.
Well, that's the other part of it, though. The only competition I have, hate to burst
Mhm.
everybody's bubble, is me. I need to be better than I was a month ago, 3 months ago, a year, 2 years ago. I'm my own competition. You're not my competition.
Right.
I mean, I hate to burst everybody's bubble, but I'm not competing with you. I'm
Yeah.
competing against me. I'm putting myself out there the best way that I know how. And I hope that every single one of you hears me when I say that. Because you being your own competition is going to make you skyrocket a lot further than you looking around at other people to see what they're doing
Yeah.
or not doing or how they're showing up. So
Yeah.
you're your own competition. You're your own competition. As long as
Yep.
you're leveling up, as
Yeah.
long as
It's
you're
so true.
leveling up, nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you. And here's the other thing. I'll say this over and over and over again. Please connect with others. Please reach out to others.
Yeah.
Please celebrate others' wins. Don't yuck their yum. If
That needs to
they're
be on a
out
shirt.
there throwing fireworks, so super excited because they got 2,000 followers on whatever app. That's a goal that they reached.
Yes.
That's a goal that they reached. Please high five the heck out of them because
Yep.
that's huge. Guys, make
Yep.
goals, chase those goals, get those goals, be a winner. Winner, winner.
Yep.
Okay, don't yuck somebody's yum. And
I
yes,
like
I
it.
like that. I like that. I like that's resonating right now because I don't. The worst thing that you can do, and I know that this happens, is you have a personality issue with somebody in the community. Let me come on here and let me
Hmm.
talk about it.
Yeah. No.
Why?
It just makes you look
Why?
bad. Like I don't understand that.
Why? It does nothing for you. It does nothing good for you. And let me just tell you something. I'm sorry
Yeah.
if you were hurt in whatever it was that happened, but that's a private issue. That's if
Absolutely.
you need to work it out, it's with that person, not with
100%.
the internet.
Yes. It baffles my mind. I don't understand because it really truly does just make you look bad. It makes that's how people are seeing you going on the internet and putting somebody else down. Like I'd rather just go straight to the person. It doesn't make sense to me, but
So that's another thing that Jen and I are going to encourage you to do is show up as your best self. If you're having a bad day, do not hit the button.
no. Or hit the button and talk about it. Just be like, I'm upset today. Dang it.
I know, I know, I
You
know.
know.
So I think we have your Disney bestie in the chat.
She is, yes. I love you, Kitty.
All right, so we have roughly about 22 minutes left.
Okay.
So can you believe it's already almost been 2 hours?
I know.
It goes by fast.
Yeah.
Okay, so when shopping for the goods, the stuff
Yeah.
that you're using in your designs, how has that evolved over time?
Well, so I would say, starting out, it was like just going to the store myself, the local stores that we all go to, and getting, the supplies because it was cheaper. Um, It was convenient, and I didn't know any better. I didn't know where, what good supplies were. And so
Yeah.
as I have grown, yeah, there's so many online suppliers that, you know, I order from and get from, and, you know, I just want to use higher quality because it is true what they say sometimes is you get what you pay for. So when, the better the quality, the longer it will last and the way you take care of it. And so, I make sure I tell
Right.
people like how to store your wreath and how to, keep it out of the sunlight, keep it out of, inclement weather and all the things.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, don't let it become a tumbleweed and expect it to look the same.
No, 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 no. So, yeah. But yeah, it's
All
just,
right. So are you a person that when a sale comes along, you're going to buy a whole bunch of stuff that you have no plans for?
no. So I've learned that. Obviously, from my organization videos, you see my stash. And that has accumulated over the years because there was a period of time where I was like, I have to have all the ribbon and all the mesh for all the holidays. And then, you go to the big box stores and you're like, I need that and that and that, and I'll just put it away. And this is what you get. You get an overload of supply. So last year I made it a rule to not buy, like overbuy what I need. I'll
Okay.
replenish, I guess that's probably a better word, is I'll replenish rolls of ribbon that I know I use often.
Right.
And that will just have to be good enough for like if someone wants options to change a ribbon color or a pattern, I'll be like, this is what I have available. If you would like to wait, I'll order this. Um,
Right.
but I
So
think
you guide your customer instead of the customer guiding you.
for the most part with my online sales that way,
Okay.
it's more about just what I put out. I do have an option for custom. They can reach out
Right.
and do custom, which I've had, and that's where I thrive. I love custom thinking outside the box and putting together
Okay.
ideas. And a lot
Okay.
of
And
my
creating that exact thing that that
yes,
customer wants. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
That's
so like
awesome.
social media platforms, when I have return customers reach out and say, "This is what I'm looking for," um, that is what I love. And I'll, show them all the options for ribbon and, sketches and, pictures that I kind of pull for inspiration. Like this is something I can do based off this. And yeah,
Nice. Nice. So you already have that plan in place. You already have a way to walk a customer through the design
yes.
process. Awesome.
Mhm.
Awesome. So you've already said that you shop places online. Since you've gotten your license, have you used your sales use and tax ID yet?
So I don't know a lot about that because my tax guy said that it's a separate like form or license you have to fill out, like in order to get that wholesale, right? Is that what you're talking about? Like a
It's
wholesale
it's
discount?
so that it's so that you can shop wholesale because here's the thing. When we buy items and we're selling them, we're charging the customer tax.
Yes.
So technically, everything that we purchase that's going into what we're selling, we don't have to pay tax on until it's sold. Does that make
Right.
sense?
It does. Yeah. And
So that might be something that you need to talk to those in the community a little bit more about because here's the thing, it changes how you shop, which then you can pass that savings on to your customers.
yeah, I
So
talked about it before with our tax guy when I first got my business license, and he said he didn't advise it because I wasn't established yet. But so maybe that's something
gotcha.
that I could now talk to him about since I am more established.
Especially for like if you're buying stuff for multiples and you're selling multiples, because that's what that handmade platform likes is when we're selling it, relisting it, selling it, relisting it. That puts
Mhm.
us in a different place in that algorithm. So it's
Mhm.
one of those things that I encourage people, like I said again, to learn what it means to be a creator on this side of your business so that you can then pass on that savings that you're getting to your customers,
Yeah.
if that makes any sense. So that's
Yeah.
something that I'm willing to talk to you about if you want to talk about it. That's not
Cool.
that's not something that I feel um is it's something everybody should know. If you have a business license, if
Yeah.
you've gone through the effort of getting a business license, this is one of the business perks that will help you long run for your business. So, and it's a matter of knowing what to call things, because you said wholesale license. I'm not going to be a wholesale distributor, so I don't need a wholesale license. I need
Right.
a sales use and tax ID so that I can buy things tax free that I'm then collecting tax when the finished item is sold.
Okay, yeah, that's yeah, and like I said, we had talked about it, but because I
Yeah.
was already going in with, so when I started my business license, and I already had such a big stock already,
Yeah.
he didn't advise it at the time. So
Right.
he,
And I get that. And I get that. And here's the other thing, going to market. Going to market for the bigger, so like once your business gets established and you know what your customers are
right,
looking for from you, going to market, then purchasing things like I have friends that have, like, I've watched them for the last several years, and they're now
yeah,
getting pallets of stuff
that's so
delivered to
crazy.
their home. That's to the point where their business is at. And I'm just
Wow.
high-fiving the crap out of them. I'm good for
Oh
you for
yeah,
doing the thing, for getting to where you're going. But here's the thing. We're looking at their year 5 and we're in our year 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? So it's like
yep,
you have to gauge that. So don't look at somebody's success and be like, I'm never going to get there.
yes,
That's not true. It's taken time. You don't see the behind the scenes. That's why it's so
yeah,
important. Like, Jen, I'm thrilled that you came on here and you're sharing like your journey. It's been a journey.
yeah,
It hasn't been an overnight thing. You've been doing this for a while. You've taken the steps. She's opened her business on a selling platform online, what, in 2024?
yes, 2024, no, 20, yes, 2024. Sorry,
Right? I think it was the end of 2024, right?
the beginning. It was March of
Okay,
2024.
so it's March 2024. So here she is. She's going into year 2. So she did 2025. So this March will be completed of 2 years and then going into your third.
Yeah.
So that's a way to look at it. So as far as you are concerned, the things that you're seeing, as far as like, are you looking at your analyzing your data? That's another thing that, like,
Yeah.
do you know how to analyze your data? Do you know how to look at your numbers? Do you know how to not get discouraged in that department? Those are all things that we don't talk enough about.
No, no, because it can. I mean, that is something that I kind of focused on last year, was just really learning how to read the numbers. And this year is going to be more about continuing to do that, understanding it, and then also finding out what works best for me, instead of making things that just I'm not selling. I think going into it, I was like, oh, I need inventory. I'm just going to make all these different holiday themed wreaths,
Right.
post them because I need inventory for my shop. And some of them didn't sell. And so I'm still sitting on them, trying to sell them through other platforms, and, um, you know, making sure the pricing is right. And, it's a whole bunch.
But don't compromise. Like,
No.
don't compromise. There are techniques, tricks and techniques. Like, sometimes it's just a matter of tweaking something.
Mhm.
Um, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not from the corner of my eye. I was
I
all,
typically they move away, but whatever. That
yeah,
was handled. Oh my gosh. Anyway,
yeah,
but it's tweaking it. Changing maybe something within that design that
yeah.
all of a sudden. And sometimes it's even just taking new pictures, giving it a fresh look,
I just
putting it
did
on
that.
a different color background. I mean, it could be
Yeah.
anything, right? So you never know what's going to make it pop for somebody. But we all have been there, and it's all about pivoting, adjusting, and moving into a different direction. Okay?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we are at almost the 10-minute mark.
Yes.
So now we're going to talk about future Porch Appeal by Jen. Okay. What are you building toward?
I just I'm really building towards growth. I would like to see this get a little bigger. I mean, I'm not looking for like the pallets. I think that I just know that that isn't for me.
Right.
I enjoy seeing other people grow like that, like you. I think it's amazing at how driven people can be. And I like pushing myself to see what I can do.
Right.
Whether that's a
Yeah,
new
but never
design.
say never, Jen. Never say never. You don't know
No.
what's gonna, which way. I mean, honestly, if you look at even the last 12 years that you've been doing this,
Mhm.
if somebody would have told you back then that this is where you would be today, I mean, you
I would have
wouldn't
never thought, yeah,
agree, right? You'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's not what I'm thinking about, right? But
yeah,
never say never. You don't know
right.
what the future holds, so we're going to leave the future where it's at and we're going to leave it
True.
as the unknown. But I like what you said about you're focused on growing. I mean,
Yes,
that's in itself you're open. You're open to growing, to what's going to grow your business, which is amazing.
yeah,
So you make wreath attachments.
I do. I just started that. Yeah,
You also make picks.
I do. Yeah.
Do you sell your picks to other people in the community? Do you sell them, or is that something you just make for yourself?
No, it's just something I make per design. So it's
Okay.
all based on design. I don't make them with the intent to sell because I feel like for me, um I just don't have my time managed the way
Okay.
I want it to be managed. I think if I didn't
Okay.
have all the other outside life situations going on
Right.
and this was all I had to dedicate to, I think I would probably do more of that. But I
Right.
just don't have the time right now. So that's why I'm like, I'm
Okay.
going to just start with wreath attachments. If somebody wants wreath picks, absolutely reach out and I
Right.
will make them. I just don't
Right.
advertise
Right.
them.
But you're going to definitely keep a boundary as far as what you can and can't do, because again, remember, she has that illness called perfectionism.
Oh, it's terrible. Terrible.
It happens, it happens. See, I
Yeah.
think perfect is too hard. So I'm going to put my best foot forward and I'm going to show up the best way that I can. But because I don't strive for something that I know is too hard, like perfect is too hard. Showing up messy is my jam. Like I'm going to fail forward and
Yes.
I'm going to do the best that I can in that. And here's the other thing. I learn that way. That's how I learn. I
Yeah.
learn by just doing the thing. If I have an idea, it takes 5 seconds, 5 seconds to talk yourself out of an idea.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
we are the worst. We are the worst. But here's
Yeah.
the thing. If you have an idea and it's given to you, please don't talk yourself out of it.
No, I never
Do the
do.
thing. Put yourself
Yeah.
out there. Do the thing. What's the worst thing it doesn't work? Okay,
Doesn't
so
work.
you move on. That's what you would tell your kids. We need to talk to ourselves the way we would talk to our kids.
I've learned that over the last couple of years. The way I talk to my kids, I try and talk to myself like that because I'm like, why am I not giving myself the same information and the same encouragement as my kids? Like, don't give up, don't get frustrated, keep trying until you know that you've given everything that you've given.
Or
So
use frustration as your fuel.
that's what I use. I use that all the time. I
Yeah.
mean, there's been so many times where I've created, let's just say, a wreath attachment, and it just isn't turning out. And I'm like, okay, I have to throw that away, but I'm going to try it again because I know I can do this. So,
Use it as your fuel. It's a good fuel to
yeah,
use it. I mean, if you're going to have that much feeling towards something,
right.
think about it. It's energy, right? It's energy. It's the first. So you're just going to use it as your fuel. And sometimes it's going to Disneyland. Sometimes you just need to go walk it out with the Mickey.
Exactly, exactly. Just grab a churro and think it out.
There you go. See, happy place. So
Yeah.
how do you define success today?
I think I would have to say just being authentic, being happy with what I'm doing. That is to me the success. That's kind of what measures my success is how I'm right with my mental space, my mental health. Um, and if I'm not, I need to figure out how to get there because I love what I do. I love creating. I love being artsy that way. And if I'm not happy doing it, then what am I doing? I need to make sure that I always love what I do. Because if I don't, then I shouldn't be doing it because then I'm just going to be miserable. So I would say just keeping my mind right and healthy and being happy with who I am and who I'm showing up to be, that's that's my success. I don't determine it with money or numbers, anything like
Right.
that. It's got to be
Right.
just
And has
authentic.
that definition changed for you over time? Like versus when you first started this, has that definition actually changed for you?
Yeah, I would say so because
Okay.
for starting out, it was about like getting sales and getting my name out there and really just pulling in customers. And now it's like I don't think so much about that because if I did, I think I would be so frustrated and so down on myself that why am I not getting the sale? Why am I not, why are people buying my wreaths? I had to learn to let that go because not everybody's going to love my designs. I like it because I created it, but not everybody's going to have that same taste. So
Right.
um,
And they're not going to buy from you if they can't find you. I mean, that's the long and the short of it. They're not going
yeah,
to buy from you if they can't find you. So that's part of it too. And it's learning how the platform works and how to show up for yourself. Because if you think about your store, your online presence as your storefront, how would you show up at your storefront? And if you
yeah,
start thinking about it that way, yes, you need to touch it every day. Yes, you need to look at it every day. You need to let it know that you're there and you're changing things and you're adjusting and you're moving things around so that you do show up the best way that you can, just like you would if you had a brick and mortar.
exactly. Yeah,
So,
totally right.
all right, you ready for some rapid fire?
Okay, let's go.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
How do you like your coffee?
I put a caramel protein drink or a caramel or vanilla protein drink in it as creamer. Gets my protein
Okay.
in and
Okay. All right. Morning or night creator?
morning.
Oh, okay. You're a morning person. Well, I did see your morning video about running errands. I did see that one
I
about getting your errands run first thing in the
oh,
morning before too much peopling happens.
cannot be too peoply out, which is weird that I go to Disney.
So funny. Music or silence while creating?
Silence.
Really?
Hmm.
Okay.
I talk to
Okay.
myself. Yeah,
You talk to yourself? You have staff meetings?
I do. I do.
That's fantastic. Mesh or grapevine?
Mesh.
Okay. All right. What do you like about mesh as because I'm a meshy too. I call myself a meshy. So
Yeah.
what is it about mesh that you prefer?
I'm just I like grapevine, but I'm not great yet at perfecting the floral design and putting everything together. I'm still really working hard at that. So that's something that I want to
Okay.
perfect a little bit for me because I
Wow,
love
she's still using the perfect
I
word.
am. I am like the way I would want it to look and present to other
Right.
people.
Right.
So I'm trying to work hard at that. Trying to get it.
Okay. Okay. So what's your seasonal favorite? Like what season's your favorite?
Oh gosh. I love the fall and the winter. So anything from
Okay.
Halloween to Christmas. The
Okay,
winter
so that's your
holidays.
jam. Okay. All right. And what Disney ride do you never skip?
Oh my gosh, there's two. I have to pick two because I never
Okay.
skip them. A Little Mermaid
Okay.
and
Little Mermaid.
yes, and
Okay.
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Oh.
Love that ride.
Always? You always do those?
Always.
Really? Doesn't matter how long the line is?
I'll wait until the line dies down, or I'll hit it first thing in the morning.
That is awesome. That
Yeah.
is awesome. I love that. So here, Kitty just came back for the end of the
Yeah.
interview. So that is your person. That is who you go to Disney with the most right? And you
Yes.
met online. And
Yes.
you had also said that you're a loyal person and it takes a while for you to open up and and get like have a close friendship, like because that, you
Yeah.
know what that says to me, that small talk isn't your jam.
Mhm.
Small talk is not a you thing, because that's me. Small talk isn't my jam. If I want to spend time with you, I'm going to get to know you, which is how real talk started. I want to
Yeah.
get to know you. All right, friends.
Yeah.
Oh, she says she considers you
Yes.
family. Oh,
We're
I love
sisters.
that
Like
about you guys.
it was an instant connection with her. Like I said, it was just I knew that she was a good person and we just connected. I felt that connection and that's what I need is to feel that if I'm gonna instantly
Right.
connect with you. So I love her so much.
Oh, you guys, this was great. Guys, please follow Jen, Porch
Thank
Appeal
you.
by Jen on all the different platforms. I encourage you to follow her, message her, tell her you loved seeing her on Real Talk, and hopefully in a year or two we can come back, wrap around and see
Yes.
where Jen is at this point. So, because here's the thing, we're all growing, we're all encouraging, and we are all here to support one another. So, Jen, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for spending
Thank
this
you.
time with me. And
Thank you
guys,
to
I'll see you
you.
around TikTok. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.